The Extraordinary Case of Pam Reynolds, A Journey to the Afterlife and Back. In the fascinating world of near-death experiences, NDEs, the case of Pam Reynolds stands out as one of the most well-documented and compelling accounts ever recorded. Pam Reynolds was a 35-year-old mother of 3 from Atlanta, Georgia, when she began experiencing severe headaches and dizziness in 1991. After a series of medical tests, she was diagnosed with a rare and life-threatening brain aneurysm. The aneurysm, located near the base of her brainstem, was in a precarious position, making traditional surgical methods extremely risky. Pam's only hope for survival was a highly complex and dangerous procedure known as a standstill operation. This involved lowering her body temperature to a state of hypothermic cardiac arrest, essentially stopping her heart and brain function, to allow surgeons to operate without the risk of rupturing the aneurysm. On the morning of August 22, 1991, Pam arrived at the Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix, Arizona, for the groundbreaking surgery. As she lay on the operating table, the surgical team began the delicate process of preparing her for the procedure. They taped her eyes shut and inserted small speakers into her ears, which would emit continuous clicks to monitor her brain activity. At 7:15 a.m., Pam was given general anesthesia, and the surgeons made an incision in her scalp. They then used a special surgical saw to cut through her skull, exposing her brain. At this point, Pam's body temperature was gradually lowered using a cardiopulmonary bypass machine, which drained the blood from her body and replaced it with a cold saline solution. As Pam's temperature dropped, her heart stopped beating and her brain activity ceased. She was, by all medical standards, clinically dead. It was during this period of complete brain inactivity that Pam's extraordinary NDE began. She later described floating above her body, watching the surgical team at work with a sense of detached curiosity. She recalled the specific instruments being used, including the bone saw that was used to cut open her skull. Pam even remembered a conversation between the surgeons about her small blood vessels, with one doctor commenting that they were like spaghetti. Pam's consciousness then seemed to leave the operating room entirely, as she found herself traveling through a dark tunnel towards a brilliant light. She described encountering deceased relatives, including her grandmother, who greeted her with love and warmth. Pam then came face to face with a spiritual being she identified as God. This being communicated with her telepathically, conveying a sense of absolute love and acceptance. Pam was given a choice: to stay in this realm of peace and bliss or to return to her earthly life. Despite the overwhelming beauty of her experience, Pam knew she had to go back for the sake of her young children. As the surgery progressed, Pam's NDE continued to unfold in a series of vivid and transformative visions. She described entering a realm of pure consciousness, where all knowledge and understanding were instantly accessible. She also experienced a life review, in which she relived pivotal moments from her past and gained new insights into the choices she had made. Throughout her NDE, Pam maintained a clear sense of her identity and a deep connection to her physical life. She was aware of the fact that she was undergoing surgery and that her body lay lifeless on the operating table. After nearly an hour of clinical death, Pam's body was gradually warmed back to life. As her temperature rose, her brain activity resumed, and her heart began to beat once more. She regained consciousness in the recovery room with a profound sense of clarity and purpose. In the days and weeks following her surgery, Pam began to share her incredible story with others. She recounted specific details of the operation that she could not have known through conventional means, such as the conversation about her spaghetti blood vessels and the exact instruments used by the surgeons. These details were later verified by the medical team, adding credibility to her account. News of Pam's remarkable NDE quickly spread, attracting the attention of researchers, medical professionals, and the general public alike. Her case was extensively documented and studied, becoming a focal point in the ongoing debate about the nature of consciousness and the possibility of life after death. One of the most intriguing aspects of Pam's NDE was the fact that it occurred during a period of complete brain inactivity, as confirmed by the surgical team's monitoring equipment. This challenged the conventional notion that consciousness is solely a product of neural activity, suggesting that the mind may be able to function independently of the physical brain. Pam's story also highlighted the transformative power of NDEs. In the aftermath of her experience, she reported a profound shift in her priorities and values. She became more compassionate, more appreciative of the beauty and fragility of life, and more committed to living with purpose and meaning. As word of Pam's case spread, she became a sought-after speaker and interview subject. She shared her story with audiences around the world, offering hope and inspiration to those grappling with questions of life, death, and the nature of reality. In 1998, Pam's story was featured in the groundbreaking book Light and Death by Michael Sabom, a cardiologist and leading researcher in the field of near-death studies. Sabom's book provided a detailed account of Pam's NDE, along with corroborating evidence from the medical professionals involved in her case. Pam's experience has also been the subject of numerous documentaries and television specials, including a segment on the popular science series Through the Wormhole, hosted by Morgan Freeman. Her story has been cited in countless books, articles, and academic papers, exploring the mysteries of consciousness and the possibility of an afterlife. Despite the attention and scrutiny her case has received, Pam has remained a grounded and authentic voice in the world of near-death studies. She has continued to share her story with humility and grace, emphasizing the profound spiritual lessons she learned during her journey to the other side. For many, Pam's NDE represents a powerful challenge to the materialist view of reality, which holds that consciousness is nothing more than a byproduct of brain activity. Her case suggests that the mind may be able to transcend the physical body, accessing realms of knowledge and experience that defy conventional explanations. At the same time, Pam's story offers a message of hope and comfort to those grappling with the inevitability of death. Her account of a loving, accepting presence on the other side and the possibility of reunion with lost loved ones has brought solace to countless individuals facing their own mortality.